Welcome to the explainer. Okay, get this. What if there's a hidden shape to the way we think? I mean, a single fundamental pattern that's not only behind our weirdest dreams, but has also shaped, well, all of human history, from the Stone Age right up to today's AI. So, where does this wild idea come from? It all kicks off with this truly bizarre dream. I mean, listen to this. You're in a convenience store with polite spies. Then your friend is trying to sell a used bed cover, and then boom, the scene just switches to you cleaning bugs off a piece of wood. It sounds like complete gibberish, doesn't it? But what if it's not gibberish at all? What if, buried in that weird story, there's a kind of blueprint, a deep structure that explains not just how one person's brain works, but how all of our brains work together, and maybe even what drives us to learn in the first place? To get there, we gotta zoom in and start at the beginning. All right, so to get the big picture, we have to start really small. See, every single dream we have is basically a response to something that happened when we were awake. It's like a waking input that kicks off the whole show. And here's where it gets interesting. Look at this. On the left, you've got this small, real-life moment. Someone asks for something, it's polite, but it just feels a little off. You don't fully trust it. Then, on the right, look what the dream does. It takes that tiny feeling of mistrust and blows it up into this huge, high-stakes spy thriller. The feeling is exactly the same, polite surface, hidden motive, but the story is just way, way bigger. So there's actually a name for this, from a theory called the Brain Kinematics Model. They call it emotional curvature. It's a cool way to think about it, right? It's like every emotion or situation has a specific shape. And what the dream is doing, it's not random at all. The brain is just searching for another story, a bigger, more dramatic one, that has the exact same emotional shape as that little thing that happened during the day. This table just lays it all out perfectly. The dream takes that small, little tension from the request, and it just amplifies everything. The magnitude goes from a minor thing to a big spy scene. It creates a dramatic climax that never even happened in real life. And then, and this is key, it finds a resolution. It has the dreamer actively cleaning something, getting rid of the bugs. And what are the bugs? They're those little worries, those nagging suspicions. So, you see? This whole thing isn't just your brain making random movies at night. It's actually a problem-solving machine at work. The way the dream transforms that real event tells us exactly how this person's mind handles things like tension and uncertainty. And if you look at the choices the dreamer makes, staying calm with the spies, cleaning the wood, you start to see a clear pattern, like a personality signature. This is someone who's really sensitive to other people's intentions. They don't like hidden agendas. They can handle pressure. And when things get messy, their first instinct is to clean it up, to restore balance.
Okay, so one dream is like a snapshot. But what happens when you look at a whole bunch of dreams from the same person over months, or even years? Well, something pretty incredible happens. You start to see a really consistent pattern, like a mental fingerprint. It's unique to them.
This BKM model actually plots these fingerprints on a spectrum. On one end, you've got chaotic, fearful dreams that just fall apart. On the other, you have these kind of naive fantasy solutions. But the really important part isn't whether the dream is scary or stressful. The real question is, what does the mind do with that stress? Does it just collapse? Or does it try to find a solution, a way forward? And our dreamer here, they consistently land in this balanced, optimistic spot. No matter what the dream throws at them, spies, weird conversations, whatever, their mind is always working the problem. It's negotiating, it's cleaning, it's finding a way to fix things. It's basically hardwired to find a resolution, not to just give up. Okay, now, hold on, because this is where we take a massive leap. We've seen how this tension and resolution pattern shapes one single mind. But what if that exact same process has been playing out on a global scale? What if that's the engine that has been driving the mind of our entire species for all of history? I mean, think about it. For most of human history, progress was, well, it was incredibly slow. The amount of intelligence work we could do was tiny. Knowledge was basically limited to what you could remember or what someone could copy by hand very slowly. You could say it was a time of low collective tension. There just weren't as many big, complex problems that everyone was trying to solve at once. But then, boom, everything changed. We invented new tools, the printing press, the scientific method, the internet, and now AI. And things just exploded. The speed of discovery went from linear to exponential. And as you can see here, now it's going super exponential. That curve is practically a vertical line.
So what the heck is causing this insane acceleration? Well, believe it or not, the answer takes us right back to where we started, that weird dream about the spies and the bugs.
Remember how that little bit of mistrust created a strain that the dream had to solve? Well, on a global scale, all of our unanswered questions, all of our scientific curiosities, they create what you could call a global strain. Every single thing we don't know adds to this massive, productive tension. And our intelligence work, all of our science, technology, art, that's just us trying to resolve that strain. We're trying to untangle this giant planetary knot of questions. And here's the kicker. Every time we answer one question, it just leads to 10 more, making the knot even more complex. That rising tension forces us to invent even better tools to untangle it faster. And this is what creates this incredible self-accelerating loop. It's right here on the screen. New discoveries lead to new questions. More questions crank up that global strain. The strain forces us to develop faster ways to solve problems, better intelligence work. And that, of course, leads to more new discoveries. The whole cycle just keeps repeating, but it gets faster and faster every single time. So that leaves us with a pretty wild idea, doesn't it? From the little dramas our brains sort out while we're asleep, to the biggest challenges we face as a civilization, it might all be driven by the exact same engine, this constant push and pull between a problem and its solution, a tension that just begs for a resolution. So the final question is, what's the big collective dream our species is trying to solve right now?